for by the New World Order.
Oh, you didn't know?
You ready? Let's go!
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Feed me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Big Daddy Cool Vinny Apicella, and you are here listening to the best podcast ever. It is the Sportswire Podcast right here on Fat Cat Radio, courtesy of Spreaker, and we have a jam-packed show for you today. I was supposed to test out a new co-host. Unfortunately, she never showed up, so that would probably mean that she's not going to get the position. All right. However, I did put out a Facebook post last night that over the next few weeks, I'm going to start having some kind of where are they now type interviews, catching up with the former co-hosts and hosts and members of the Sportswire over the years through the different eras. We'll start with the PG era, work our way forward to the YouTube era, and now me. And then maybe we'll get a co-host or two or whatever, we'll see what it is. We want to get some vibrancy here on the Sportswire. We can't I know that there are times where you guys just don't want to listen to my voice all the time for an hour and a half, and last week we had Robin Doyen on, and great episode. We talked about some really good topics, especially current topics about immigration and how these immigrants coming from other countries and the ones that survive and thrive instead of living off the state and living off the country and mooching. So we talked about some really good people last week, and we had a good show. Monday's show was as well. We talked about the Connecticut Panthers, and actually, that was Monday's show that Robin was here. And I thought we would have Denali Ruby on for our co-host for today, but obviously she just didn't show up, whether she forgot or whatever the case is. Maybe she got cold feet. I don't know, but that probably seals the deal on that. So over the past few months, I've been getting into. Well, before I get into any of this actual show stuff, I do want to first of all thank our sponsors, Wayne Jones Management Company. You can visit their website www.blemg.com. Also, Jerry Wilson from It's So Real Productions, and also Stay Blessed Productions. They are all three of them are on Facebook, and you could just look them up or click the tag that I tag them on when I post the show up and do all the marketing for the show. So we've got a pretty... Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys where to find the show. Obviously, if you're listening to it, you probably clicked on the link from Facebook, which will bring you to the Spreaker website. And the Spreaker URL for the Sportswire is Spreaker.com/show/sports-wire. You could also go to www.swe-ct.com, www.myfatcatradio.com. Let's see, what else we got there? We got on Facebook, facebook.com/SportswireCT, and facebook.com/BDC Vinny Apicella, and facebook.com/FatCatRadio Enterprise. Also, you could on Tumblr, Pinterest, Twitter. Twitter is at SWE Connecticut. Periscope is at SWE Connecticut. And the rest of them, Tumblr, Pinterest, SoundCloud, Instagram, Foursquare, Tout. I don't know if there's any I'm missing, but they're all SWE Connecticut. On YouTube, Google Plus, and Skype is Sportswire SWE. So definitely get in touch with us. Listen to the show. Get in touch with us. let us know what you're thinking about the show because, quite honestly, we want to know. I want the feedback. Heck, I want a co-host. I want somebody that's willing to, come up here all the time and help out. But all right, so like I said, we got some pretty big. Oh, and iTunes as well. How could I forget iTunes? iTunes, you go to the podcast page, you search Sportswire, you click the subscribe button, and that's all you've got to do. Every episode of the Sportswire, every game of the New Connecticut Panthers this season will come directly to your listening apparatus, whether it be an iPod, an iPad, an iPhone, whatever you've got iTunes on. If it's on your computer, it'll be automatically downloaded every day, or every time I post a new episode, you will get it delivered directly to your listening apparatus that's hooked to iTunes, which is great. I do all my podcasts that way. I was just listening actually to Chris Jericho's Talk is Jericho this morning, which was a very interesting episode, if I do say so myself. He actually had a sex therapist on. She has her own podcast called Sex with Emily. She was actually his co-host for the podcast awards this past year. And I guess they get up a pretty good rapport, and she was on the show, and they were talking about all kinds of interesting facts about sex, and, they get into sex toys and everything, and quite honestly, I haven't finished listening to it yet. I'll finish listening to it tomorrow. But it was a very informative show, which kind of leads me to a topic that I've been beating around the bush on, no pun intended. The fact is, the subject. There's very few. There's a few subjects in society today that have either crossed the line from non-taboo to taboo or taboo to non-taboo. The subject of sex is still, I want to say, considered taboo, no matter how much it's out in the open nowadays. You get many people who are, the Christians and the religious type, and they don't want to talk about sex because they don't want to feel like they're going to be, tempted to be impure, which is their term for masturbation. But then you think about the science aspect of it, and listening to, Dr. Emily Morse, is her name, this morning on Talk is Jericho, masturbation is something that's healthy. You should be acting it out in a healthy way, and whether it's with your partner or whatever. So it's one of those things that you really get caught up on. Now, my view, and this is my view alone. It has nothing to do with the Christian Church, Catholic Church, GHCOC, Fat Cat Radio, or anything. My view is this, okay? And if you're going to masturbate, which I feel that masturbation is important. I'm no sex therapist. I don't try to be. I don't pretend to be. But if you're going to masturbate, you should masturbate, number one, to healthy sexual stimulation, whether it be with your significant other, whether it be thinking about, something that's, I refrain from the word normal, but something that's healthy, not rape, not incest, not children, of course, that's illegal, as Jared from Subway just got convicted of. But if you're going to do it, do it in a healthy way. Don't, because here's the deal. If you're going to be watching porn, and porn is a big thing, and this is one thing that Dr. Emily had talked about this morning, is that porn has become almost like an epidemic. If utilized correctly, okay, with your partner and watching it just to turn yourselves on and whatever, it is a very healthy stimulant. But when you get to the point where you're a guy who's single, or even in a relationship, but you're getting to the point where you're getting addicted to it, is where, because with any addiction, you push the envelope all the time. Like, for example, you watch, let's just pull an example. You start out when you're, 14 years old, but for legality's sake, we'll keep it at 18. But you start out 18-year-old, you watch porn, and it's just straight, man and woman, porn, and you get off by that. Give it a few months, and then you're like, you know what, this is boring. Let's move on to threesomes. Let's move on to lesbian sex. Let's move on to whatever. And then by the time that gets boring, you move on to something else. And then all of a sudden you're getting to bondage and all that kind of stuff. And you're always looking to push the envelope for the next thrill. So that is becoming an epidemic in society. Of course, that also goes back to the point where there's so many genres of pornography out there that they cater to all these different fetishes and different kinks, and because you're always going to have somebody that wants to spend the money on it. You're going to have that segment of the populace that that's their fetish, the fetishists, if you will. And unfortunately, that's where society's going, to the point where a lot of guys nowadays, and it's a real thing, a lot of guys nowadays, they get so addicted into the porn that they can't get aroused, can't get an erection around their significant other, around their wife, their girlfriend. There's a problem there, and that was actually, it was something that was taught. I went up to the last August 2014. I went up to Providence for the All New England Christian Conference put on by the ICOC, the Greater Hartford Church of Christ that I go to, put on by their parent company, if you will, their parent group, the ICOC, International Churches of Christ. And there was a full class on impurity and on pornography and masturbation and all that. Obviously in the Christian religion, impurity is bad. And that's all it says in the Bible, is to stay pure. It doesn't mention masturbation specifically. Now, obviously that's huge for subject to interpretation. Is there a way to be pure masturbate? Is there a way for pure masturbation? Well, I mean, I guess if you look at it, yeah, there could be. As long as you're not, like I said, as long as you're, masturbating to something healthy, well, then, I don't see the problem with it. That's my official stance on it. Other people, especially people in the church, they're gonna, have a conniption about that, but it's the truth. If you're happy, if you're healthy, if you're having orgasms, but you're not getting addicted to porn, you're not getting addicted to something else, if you're doing it with your partner, that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, I don't think that sex necessarily needs to be intercourse all the time. Yeah, I know, this is called the Sportswire, and if you're listening now and you're hearing about sex talk, well, it's got to be talked about. It's one of those subjects that, like I said, it's still on the line between taboo and non-taboo. When people say they're open-minded, they're usually open-minded to hear about just about anything. But there are also people that claim to be open-minded, but then you bring up the issue of sex and they get all creeped out. That shouldn't happen. Sex was created by God, so it is something beautiful, used for procreation. But science also says that humans have needs, and it's not. And here's the thing, from what I've seen, okay, with the Catholic religion, and I'm just talking about the Catholics right now, not the Christians, not anybody else, the Catholic religion, okay, in the Catholic religion, priests and nuns are not allowed to marry. They're supposed to be celibate for their lives. So why is there so much of child molestation in the Catholic Church? And it's just that simple. In most modern-day Christian religions, evangelists or pastors, whatever, should be married. They should be married. They should have kids and have families. That's the way it should be, because a lot of these guys go into the priesthood and all they have are those young altar boys, and it's sad. It's sickening. That if, in the Bible it states that that evangelist should be the husband of one wife, okay? The Catholic religion is very different from every other Christian-based religion, to the point where Catholicism doesn't follow the Bible. They are very they follow idols, which obviously they pray to the physical cross statue. They pray to the statue of Mary, when in reality you're only supposed to be praying and worshiping God. You could send your prayers through, Christ, which is, what you're supposed to be doing. But either way, if if the Catholic religion allowed their priests and nuns to get married, we wouldn't have half of the problems. Now some of them, if they're attracted to young boys, young children, that's their attraction. That's something they have to deal with. I'm not, going to judge that. Because coming from, science and the scientific brain and taking science classes, I know that your attraction is usually ingrained in you. Now, yeah, there are the rare cases where somebody gets screwed over so many times by the opposite sex they turn gay. Well, chances are they were probably bi from the beginning and they just realized that they just want to be with the same sex. And then another topic came up that I'm actually going to talk to an elder of the church about tonight. And it's never been mentioned in the Bible. Transgenderism. Now, obviously transgender, everybody knows that transgender is somebody who's, got into surgery to become the opposite sex, whether it's, male to female, female to male, whatever the case may be. Now, if someone like that who's had the sex change operation, wanted to become a Christian, the question is, obviously, the whole idea is repent and be baptized. But if you're going to repent, okay, fine. But does that mean you have to spend the money to go through the surgery again to become, your original sex again? Or do you kind of start fresh and just live your life the way you are without, because technically your life is a sin because you changed, let man not change what God has created. So I don't know. I can't tell you. It's something that, in my opinion, has to be between God and the person. And if the person's heart is truly repentant and wants to turn from his ways or her ways, then, just start living your life as a normal person, normal human being, an original man or original woman, just start living that way. So, I mean, it's a lot of it is subject to interpretation. A lot of it is just old and outdated because of just society itself has moved past it. But, it's I don't know. I really don't have an answer for you. And then, we started talking about sex, and then we started talking about religion. Holy cow! I thought last week was a controversial episode. Oh, yeah, that's right. Last Thursday was Robin. This past Monday was the most controversial episode in history. So, I mean, I just don't, I honestly just don't know. But, we will stay here to keep you posted if we find out anything else. We're going to get to our first song now because I need a break. We're going to get to our first song now. It's Ashley Bean. I haven't played her in a while. It's called right here on the Sportswire.
Forgotten dreams, is this what it might be? But I can't stop this. It's something you can't control, but you know that I'll never be alone. And
and that was Ashley Bean with You Know right here on the Sportswire, which, as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned right now, Sportswire started out with anything but sports. But, you know, whatever the case may be, I have to say that, we're having the Sportswire has evolved, so to speak. No longer are the days of just, straight sports, because there's just so much other stuff to talk about. But we will get to some sports actually right now. Let's go over to WWE and get ready to go with SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam is coming up this coming Sunday, live only on the WWE Network. For $9.99 a month. It's a 4-hour event, as you well know by now. Right now, holy cow. I'm going through my normal site, which is WrestleZone.com. And I go through go through that for, the wrestling news, wrestling, WWE, TNA, whatever. I'm looking for the SummerSlam card, and I ended up clicking on something that ended up being Sunny posting risque pictures on her Twitter and getting into that whole paying for Skype and all that kind of stuff. She really needs money, obviously. However, I will say this. I will say this. I don't understand why, and maybe I do understand, but WWE spent so much money on Scott Hall going, into rehab and everything, and Sonny needs the help, obviously, whether it's drinking or drugs or whatever. Why, she's a Hall of Famer, so why are they not helping her out, as much as they can? And now she's getting into porn, supposedly. Boy, we just can't get rid of sex today, huh? But she's getting into porn and supposedly at 50 years old. She looks damn good too for 50 years old. I'm not gonna lie. But for her to have to do that for money is wrong. Let her. She should be going on the independent scenes, do autograph signings and everything. WWE should be helping her out. She's had a lot of trouble with the law in Connecticut. She does live in Connecticut. But, wow, amazing. All right. So, here are the current odds. For some reason, Vegas does odds for wrestling. Now, they're always changing, and I don't understand. I don't understand how they do that. I mean, wrestling is fixed. We know the outcomes already. Well, we don't know, but, So, here they are. Going from the main event down. Undertaker is favored to defeat Brock Lesnar, minus 185 to plus 145. I don't know betting too much, so I'm not even going to do the numbers. Seth Rollins is favored to win over John Cena in the Champions for Champion match. I don't necessarily know if that's a given or not. I don't know if they actually want to have Cena unify the titles. I don't know if they want to have, if they want to have, I don't know if they want to have Rollins unify the titles, because in my opinion, what's the point of unifying the titles? That means they're going to get rid of a title. I think it's going to end up in some kind of a swerve fashion where they're both going to end up keeping their titles, and, that's what it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a clear-cut victory. Ryback is a favorite against both The Miz and The Big Show. I would like to see Ryback keep the title. Have him, get really get that title, give it some merit. He's had the title. He hasn't really defended it because of his staph injury or staph infection. But I feel that Ryback could be the one to give that title some relevance. He should. He really should. All right, the New Day. let's see. Right now, they're in a fatal 4-way match. It's the New Day versus Primetime Players versus the Lucha Dragons versus Los Matadores. And it looks like the New Day are the favorites. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Will they utilize the Freebird rule? Where they could have any two of them in the ring at one time, or in the match at one time? I don't know. There's a lot to think about there. And where's the Ascension? The Ascension were fantastic in NXT, and now they're nothing. There's nothing with them. So I don't know. I would love to see the Ascension get a run with the title. And we know that Tyson Kidd and Cesaro are out because Tyson Kidd is hurt, but Cesaro at least is on the card. Moving down, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper are favored by a very slight advantage to Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. I look for that match to end in some kind of a swerve fashion with Sting. Now, the idea is for Sting to either interfere or to come save Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, because Eric Rowan is supposed to be coming back, or a third member of the Wyatt family. So going into Night of Champions, Sting would be in there. But I don't know, because there's also an idea that Sting is going to show up at the end of the Undertaker match with Brock Lesnar and set up WrestleMania Sting and the Undertaker. Again, I don't know. I would love to see that. I think that would be the best thing for business. Have Sting and the Undertaker as their swan song, both of them, and then go off into retirement. Does that sound bad? I think it sounds good. All right. Stephen Amell and Neville are heavy favorites to be Stardust and King Bear. Of course, they're going to have the actor go over. We know that. Kevin Owens is favored over Cesaro. Okay, well, I think Cesaro could possibly pull out the victory, because he's got a huge fan base. Cesaro. Kevin Owens is great. Don't get me wrong. I think Kevin Owens could use the win to give him back to the push. There's the Divas 3-team elimination match. It's Team PCB, which is Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, the former sorority, submission sorority, until there was a porn site named after it. So they had to change it to Team PCB. And then Team Bad, which is Beautiful and Dangerous. That's Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina. And Team Bella, which is obviously Nikki and Brie and Alicia Fox. Oh, a groan. I just say this is a groan. Right now, Paige, Charlotte, and Becky are favored very low. Very low favorites at this point. Until they actually get the Bella twins out of the WWE and put the title on somebody who deserves it. Now, don't get me wrong. I will be the first person to admit that Nikki Bella is probably the most beautiful, the best diva to look at. Okay, in my opinion. But she's getting better. Brie is getting better. Alicia Fox, there's no talent there. Paige, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, they have talent. Tamina has talent. Naomi, not so much. But we need Natalya there. Emma is decent. Where are all these NXT divas, women? We need Alexa Bliss up. We need Bayley. We need Blue Pants, Brown Pants, whatever her name is, Blue Pants. Even put Sarah Del Rey up there for a little while just to help the Divas division get back on track. I think the problem is when they actually switched to the term diva, everybody thought, okay, well, they're going to be divas. Well, divas can only take you so far. Because I know for me, as a long-time wrestling fan, and now I go back to the days of, I'm going to date myself there, but, Sensational Sherry and Rockin' Robin and Medusa, Alundra Blaze, that was women's wrestling. Now, granted, not all of them were great to look at. Wendy Richter was great to look at. Medusa was decent. Sherry was, under all the makeup, decent. Luna Vachon wasn't great to look at. I mean, she had a nice set of puppies, but that was about it once she got the surgery done. God rest her soul. But, you know, it's like, then they started introducing, you know, Trish Stratus and Lita, Mickie James. You know, and there were beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women who became the first divas, Sable, Sunny, you know. But they could actually wrestle. They became great wrestlers, great women wrestlers. But, you know, nowadays, it's like, it's all about the divas. It's all about Total Divas. Leave them on Total Divas, you know. Eva Marie is horrible. She's great to look at, but she's an absolutely horrible wrestler. You know, and that's all there is to it. All right, so that's my rant on the divas for today. And then Rusev is favored to win over Dolph Ziggler. And that's that. He's favored to win over Dolph Ziggler. I don't necessarily know why. I think that Ziggler may end up winning. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. So we're going to get to our next song. It's AJ Jansen, who's a veteran here. Remember, AJ Jansen will be singing the national anthem at the Connecticut Panthers game on September 26th. Get your tickets at the door. Gates open at about, I would say, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Falcon Field, Meriden, Connecticut. The Panthers will be taking on... I'll have to check. But anywho, we're going to go to AJ Jansen. It's going to be it's Dirty Country today, right here on the Sportswire.
On the banks of a bayou, on a well-beaten path, and the songs of the Southland coming on full blast. Gonna take on the night, we'll be early morning light. Gonna stay out till the cows come home. Give me some low down, hold down, buck kicking kind of sound that makes me wanna dance. Give me some earth shaking love, making heartbreaking motorists until getting kind of trash. Give me something real, something kind of sultry. Give me some dirty country. About the time I turned 18, I was down in New Orleans, making nice with all the locals in this town. Oh, the music spoke to me, and I knew I had to be the luckiest girl in this country bluesy crowd. Give me some low down, hold down, ball kicking kind of sound that makes me wanna dance. Give me some earth shaking love, making heartbreaking motorists and tailgating kind of trash. Give me something real, something kind of sultry. Give me some dirty country. Give me some low down, hold down, ball kicking kind of sound that makes me wanna dance. Give me some earth shaking love, making heartbreaking motorists and tailgating kind of trash. Give me something real, oh, something kind of sultry. Give me some dirty country. Give me some low down, hold down, ass kicking kind of sound that makes me wanna dance. Give me some earth shaking love, making heartbreaking motorists and tailgating country.
All right, and that was AJ Jansen with Dirty Country right here on the Sportswire. I have to say that, once again, she's absolutely fantastic. That she will be singing the national anthem at the game, at the Connecticut Panthers game on September 26th. Make sure to be in Meriden. You don't want to miss it. She'll be selling her merchandise. She'll be there. AJ Jansen again on the Sportswire with Dirty Country. All right, so where were we? We were talking about WWE SummerSlam. And the night before, the WWE, I have to say, moved SummerSlam to the East Coast this year. Past 5 years has been at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. They decided to move it back east to the Barclays Center. It was originally supposed to be the Izod Center, but then the Izod Center got closed down and demolished, so they moved it to the Barclays Center. Now, they have sold out the Barclays Center for 3 nights straight. That's NXT TakeOver Brooklyn on Saturday night, in which Jushin Thunder Liger, veteran from Japan, will be coming in to take on Tyler Breeze. Finn Balor is going to defend his title against Kevin Owens, I believe, in a ladder match. And, Sasha Banks is going to defend her NXT title against Bayley, which I believe Bayley should win, considering Sasha's up on the main roster now. But... whatever it is, I really think it's going to be a great event. I love NXT. I think Triple H has done absolutely awesome with NXT. And you got to remember, not only is Triple H the COO of the WWE now, but he was trained by Killer Kowalski. He has ate, slept, and breathed wrestling, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, literally since he was a teenager. Read his book, Building How to Build a Better Body or whatever, Keys to the Game. Read the book. It talks about his upbringing and everything, and just absolutely fantastic. But I do believe that NXT is the best thing to do, and you know what? They have literally almost crushed the indie competition. And what do I mean by that? Well, up until NXT started, whenever the WWE would have a pay-per-view event or a big-time event like the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, an indie promotion would always bring in some legends and Hall of Famers that weren't going to be on the card and promote one of their shows on the Saturday night before the pay-per-view, kind of building off the wrestling fans that are already in the area for the pay-per-view. Well, with NXT on Saturday night now, where are they going to do it? They're going to do it Friday? I mean, they're not going to have people really in the area Friday. So that kind of cornered the indie market, and it's very smart for the WWE. And the fact that their quote-unquote indie brand, NXT, is selling out the Barclays at 40,000. You'll never find, like, NEW, which is Northeast Wrestling, here in Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Upper State New York, you'll never see 40,000 people at a NEW event. Never. You'll be lucky to get 200 at an NEW event. And CTWE is making its comeback in September. You'll never get 40,000, 20,000, 40,000 people in there at all. Never. WWE NXT, NXT has basically, obviously they sold out the Barclays Center, which is, I believe, 40,000 seats. Okay, SummerSlam is sold out, which is another 40,000 seats. Raw, the Monday night after SummerSlam, Monday Night Raw in the Barclays Center, sold out, 40,000 seats. That's 120,000 seats in 3 nights, selling out the building for 3 nights. That's a lot of moolah, a lot of money, a lot of greatness, so to speak. So, will the same people have the same seats? I hope not. I hope you get, spread the love. But the fact is they sold it out. They sold out the building 3 nights in a row. Not even the Brooklyn Nets can do that. Not even the New York Yankees can do that. But the fact is they did it. And it's absolutely fantastic. All right. But I it's one of those things where I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch SummerSlam live this Sunday. This is all right. Here's another rant. I put this up on Facebook a couple of days ago. Why is it? First of all, back in April, okay? Back in April, when it was WrestleMania Sunday, AMC decided to have the Walking Dead season finale on WrestleMania Sunday. On WrestleMania Sunday. Why in God's name would you ever want to do that? Go up against WrestleMania. So I ended up having to watch the season finale, on demand later on. And now the series premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, which is a prequel to The Walking Dead, is on opposite SummerSlam. Come on now, AMC. You people are morons. Why would you ever? I mean, granted, you got to... granted, you got to be able to... You're going to have different fan bases and stuff. But for the people that are crossover, and not to mention in order to watch SummerSlam, it's either pay-per-view or WWE Network. But, again, why? Why? But, whatever. Anyways, that's just a rant. Oh, bother. Anyways, so I'll have to watch that on demand as well, because, but like I said, it depends on if I have to work. Then maybe we'll go see Fear the Walking Dead first, and then watch SummerSlam on demand afterwards, because you watch it 24 hours a day. All right, moving on to some Connecticut Panthers news. All right, CT Panthers, the Panthers, your reigning, defending, undisputed 2014 NEFL Colonial Conference champions, the Connecticut Panthers. Okay. Jamie the Rocket Bryant collected 205 yards against the Chiefs. Okay. Now, this is this past Sunday in West Haven, Connecticut. Like I said, on Monday's show, they ended up coming back from behind to win. They scored 12 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to defeat the Chiefs 28-21 on Sunday. All right, they were down at the half. All right, now they were the game of the week on NEFL or on NEFL.us, which is the website for the New England Football League. Game of the week, check it out. Let's see. It says the Chiefs' Dino Mancinelli connected with the dynamic Delroy Morris for 2 touchdown strikes in the second quarter to put the Panthers in an early hole. In the next possession, Panthers' Rich Snowden was picked off by safety Naheem Robinson for a 36-yard return for a score, giving them 21-9 lead into the half. The first possession of the third quarter saw Snowden redeem himself when he hit Aquan Shabazz on a quick out, which he quickly turned into a 69-yard catch and run into the end zone. Us coming out in the second half and scoring like that took a lot out of the Chiefs, said Snowden. Even though we were still down, we had the momentum. The one thing that Snowden had also had on his side was the Panthers' defense. The Panthers had shut out their last 2 opponents while outscoring them 99-0. It was actually the last 3 opponents, 98-0, but whatever. Besides their second quarter scores, the Chiefs were actually limited to less than 100 yards of defense. Morris made some big plays, but we took away a lot of what they had wanted to do, said linebacker Gerald Patrick. Delroy Morris pulls in one of his last 2 second quarter touchdowns. The fourth quarter saw the Panthers' offense put in the hands of Jamie Bryant. Moving the ball up the field with his legs, Bryant used his arm and a well-placed 30-yard touchdown pass to Shabazz, which gave them the lead with less than 5 minutes to play. After a strong kick return and a series of penalties, the Chiefs found themselves in the scoring position just before 2-minute warning. Runs by Montreal Dobbs placed the balls on the 12-yard line on third down before the Chiefs called their final timeout. With the game on the line, Mancinelli finds Dave Coggins for a slant, which brought up a 4th and goal situation on the 2. And selecting to run a play instead of attempting the go-ahead field goal, Mancinelli's handoff to Dobbs was sniffed out by the Panthers for a 1-yard loss, giving the ball to the visitors. We live for plays like that, said Patrick. Teams can't run on us in situations like that, which is true. Which is absolutely true. With the ball deep in their own territory, the Panthers put Bryant back under center to run out the clock. On his second down run, however, Bryant found a seam in the Chiefs' defense and raced 88 yards for the score that sealed the game. We know how to win these types of games, said Bryant. We usually start slow, but work hard to close out when it counts. Aquan Shabazz finished the day with 115 yards receiving. So the breakdown was the Panthers got out first in the first quarter, 3-0 on the field goal. Had another field goal in the second quarter to make it 6-0. And the Chiefs came back with 21 points, 21-6. Then the Chiefs got shut out. The Panthers scored 7 in the third quarter and then 12 in the fourth quarter to make the final 28-21. All right, so they actually had 3 quarterbacks in the game. Jamie Bryant actually played quarterback for a little while. Rich Snowden went 4 for 13, 160 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jamie Bryant went 3 for 7, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Todd Carroll went 3 for 4, 28 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Receiving, Vinny Muley had one catch for 20 yards. Jamie Bryant had 1 for 12. Kareem Robinson had 1 for 18. Jason Davis had 1 for 15. Then Aquan Shabazz had 4 catches for 15 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rushing, Kevin Woolfolk, 6 rushes for 18 yards. Jerome Bunch, 3 for 12. Corey Williams, 1 for 12. Andrew Alimi, 1 for 1. Rich Snowden, 3 for 16. Jamie Bryant, 6 for 127 with a touchdown. And Ziggy Bailey, 1 for 21. Defensive standouts, I'm not going to really go over that. Nobody really. Zemansky went 3 for 4 with a point after attempt and 1 for 1 with a field goal. And that was for the Panthers. So, anyways, that was the Panthers game on Sunday. All right, so we're going to get to our next song now. It's our buddy Twism Whitepiece, who is our other host, radio owner now that Big Lou has passed. So here is Twism Whitepiece. Go Hard right here on the Sportswire.
In this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the stage, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life. I go hard with it each and every day. I go hard with it each and every way. I stray away from lanes too messed up in the brain to see the way my reign stays. No games played, all work, all day. All earned, no fake. Cushy burning all day. Yellow bone going down in hallways. I run this rap game in always. Giving thanks to my savior, all praise. Perfect total package, yep, always. Man, you know the way I go. Full throttle, game on swole. Hit down low, get your trunk full of bangers, bumping haters, jumping when you get to thumping down your block. Whether Dodge, Lexus, or Maybach, I'm on top non-stop. Best of the new next. Take a second, get to reppin' Team Elite. Yeah, they flexin'. Look at the path laid before me. 2-stepping and I'm jigging all day. 2-stepping and I'm jigging all day. Hard in this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the stage, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life. I go harder than the next man. That's why I'm getting featured as the industry's next man. Keep these haters stressed, man, perplexed and wondering what kind of wonder I'ma be doing next, man. 223's aim, man, I did that. Now I'm on another level where I'm telling Kimbo, go get that. Yellow bone, let me hit that. Kush, man, big bag, let me get that. This rap game, it's a rap, kid. I'm on another letter, kid. Rude boy clothes, man, all up on my back. And and the chain so shining, lightning McQueen flash. And them haters talking smack, Team Elite go handle that. Man, the game's so addictive that I know you'll come right back. Swag so official, yellow bone coming back to back. Down for the ride, sponsor, you can call him Fat Cat. On my own clothing line, you can go and Google that. Still think you're better, man, where we meeting at? Meeting hard in this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the skates, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life, I go hard.
Hey, this is Vanessa from Pros Production. Make sure you check out Twism White Piece on his radio show, Fat Cat Radio.
Smoking, drinking, touching, I'm thinking about you.
All right, and that was Twism White Piece with Go Hard right here on the Sportswire, and then a quick plug for his show. All right, so we're already almost an hour into this thing. Could you believe that? Anyways, we've got a lot to, we really don't have a lot more to talk about. Like I said, I was expecting to have a co-host on today, but it obviously did not work out. Let's see what else can we talk about? What else can we talk about? I don't know. Big news coming out of Lake Compounce. I went up there last weekend with my son. We stayed at the Bear Creek campground, which is actually pretty nice. Although, I will say this. We ended up staying at the campground. We ended up getting one of their cub huts. Okay? Now, this thing was actually smaller than my bedroom, which actually doubles as my studio. But it 2 full-size beds, a TV, which is maybe about 27-inch, not even, maybe 25-inch TV, hanging on the wall, flat screen, an air conditioner, and a mini fridge. That is it. It was comfy, cozy, but you had to walk about a quarter of a mile to the bathroom. And then me working third shift, it took me quite hard to get to sleep. So I had to get up 3 times to walk to the bathroom. But you know what? It was a great night. It was a great time. We went to Lake Compounce the next day. They're going to be putting together a new coaster. It's called the Phobia Fear Coaster, PH on both Phobia and Fear. I want to see if there is a possible schematic or something that I could see. Phobia Fear Coaster. Let's see if I can get some images up here for it. Looks like there are some that are already built, but one is coming to Lake Compounce. I guess it's supposed to be like maybe a double loop or something. It doesn't necessarily have a schematic of it, or even a. All right, I'm gonna keep looking and see if I could probably put it up. But there's, they are. Okay, so this is probably what the schematic is going to look like. It looks to me like it's going to end up, it's going to look almost square. It looks as if you start on the bottom, you got a vertical lift going all the way up. Oh, you're upside down for most of it. You go back around, you do another loop-to-loop. Holy cow. Wow. Yeah, it's a 180 degree vertical lift. and you're going to launch going straight up, and it's going to be a hairline roll. So you're going to roll on the top and then go down and loop it around. Wow, and holy cow. Yeah, that's going to be quite fun to watch people throw up on. Let me put it that way. I'm not sure if I would ever go on that. All right. So anyways, that's absolutely crazy. All right, I do have two other songs that I have to that I should play. For at least one. Let me get to it right now. It's Jenna Marotta, who's going to be singing the national anthem at our next home game. The Connecticut Panthers when they take on the Western Connecticut Militia on August 29th. I will be trying to have a phone interview with her next week. But Jenna Marotta, Take It or Leave It, right here on the Sportswire.
I needed something to occupy my time. I found someone. Was it a freaking crime? You never knew me. You only thought you had me. I just wanted you to come along with me for the ride. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking to let this girlie go? She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I wish I would've told her so. I'm here waiting. You should be waiting on me. Tired of changing. Now you're gonna change for me. You want my love, but you won't admit it. Suppose I take it all the way. You've been saying, oh no, she didn't. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking to let this girlie go? She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I wish I would've told her so. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking to let this girlie go? She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I wish I would've told her so. I need another verse. What am I gonna say? Doesn't matter. You never listen to me anyway. You want this. You don't even know how bad. Guess I'll take it to another man. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking to let this girlie go? She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I wish I would've told her so. She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I should've told her
All right, and that was Jenna Marotta with Take It or Leave It right here on the Sportswire. Fantastic talent. That's all I got to say. But she's definitely a fantastic talent, and like I said, I'm very happy to have signed her to sing the national anthem at the next Connecticut Panthers home game on August 29th as the reigning, defending, undisputed 2014 NFL Colonial Conference champions. The Connecticut Panthers are at home to take on the Western Connecticut Militia. That's going to be a slobber knocker and a half. This week, on the 22nd, the Panthers go into Waterbury to take on the Brass City Brawlers, which last time the Panthers ended up winning 35-0. So let's see what happens this week. So You know, it's just a matter of time, brother. Just a matter of time. I want to check something out. As a matter of fact, while I have you all here, I want to check out the standings, actually, for the NFL Colonial Conference, because, okay, so, all right, so, that's right. The game, that's right. I already went over them on Monday. The fact that the Militia are still 5-0, the Panthers are now 4-1, the Chiefs are 3-2, the Pioneer Valley Knights are 1-3, the Harvard Colts are 1-4, and the Brass City Brawlers are 0-4. As a matter of fact, they have not scored any points at all. Wow. They're 0-4 with a points for of 0 and a points against of 165. That's just absolutely freaking horrible. Whereas the Panthers have 144 points for and only 42 points against, which is the lowest in the league. Okay, the Militia are 161 with points for and 43 points against. So there's, you know, they're right there neck and neck. In the Northern Division, the Southern Maine Raging Bulls are 4-1, 111 points for, 58 points against. The Rhode Island War Dogs are 3-2, 90 points for, 62 points against. The Boston Bandits are also 3-2, 79 points for and 65 points against. The Lowell Nor'easter are also 3-2, 67 points for and 93 points against. North Shore Generals are 2-3, 81 points for, 100 points against, and the Northeast Natives are 0-5, 29 points for and 79 points against. That, you know, it proves the point that you have a losing record. You're going to lose. You know, you're going to have less points scored. Okay. Wow. All right. So that's the standings for the Colonial Conference, NEFL Colonial Conference. All right. So let's get to our final segment of the day. And that is our weird law or dumb law of the day. And this time we're going to Kentucky. Okay. All right, I'm just reading these. Okay. Throwing eggs at a public speaker could result in up to 1 year of prison. Okay. One may not dye a duckling blue and offer it for sale unless more than 6 are for sale at once. Why would you want to dye a duckling blue? It is illegal to fish with a bow and arrow in Kentucky. That would be hunting, not fishing. City laws in Kentucky. In Fort Thomas, Kentucky, dogs may not molest cars. Oh, bother. In Owensboro, Kentucky, one may not receive anal sex. Okay. And a woman may not buy a hat without her husband's permission. So that is the that's it. That those are the weird laws of the week or the dumb laws of the day from Kentucky. So we're actually gonna end this show a little early. I want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank our musical guests for today, Jenna Marotta, Ashley Bean, AJ Jansen, and Twism Whitepiece. I promise I'll get to Katie Perkins next week. But just stay tuned. I don't know. We might be broadcasting the game live on Saturday from Waterbury for the Connecticut Panthers. Just keep your ears peeled. Keep watching Facebook. Facebook.com/SportswireCT. Facebook.com/BDC Vinny Apicella. Facebook.com/MyFatCatRadio or Fat Cat Radio Enterprise, excuse me. Keep your eyes peeled for that because that's where it will be announced. All right, folks, have a great day. Have a great weekend. We will see you again on the Sportswire.